Well, hello there. Today's video was requested by my friend Gizalove. The Last Unicorn holds a very special meaning for them, and it may hold a very special meaning for you too. If you're one of those people that does have very strong feelings about this movie, I really hope you enjoy this review. Now on with the show. Greetings friends and welcome back to the 3-Minute Horror Show. My name is Ben, your host, and sometimes I don't watch horror movies. But I do watch the bad movies so that you don't have to. You're welcome. Today I'll be reviewing the movie The Last Unicorn from 1982. Now if you're new here, I already know what you're thinking. This isn't a horror movie. Who does this clown think he is? Well, I review one non-horror movie per month. It's fun, people like it, and now I have some videos I can show my more squeamish friends. The Last Unicorn won the February poll by a lot, and here we are. If you have a non-horror movie that you'd like to see in March, please let me know in the comments. I'll add it to the poll and we'll see what gets picked next. This movie was directed and produced by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass, the famous duo that are behind such holiday classics as Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman. I personally love their animated take on The Return of the King in 1980. The Last Unicorn is streaming here in Canada on Amazon Prime, Plex, and Tubi. An immortal unicorn is living her best life in her forest, doing her thing, protecting the wildlife from hunters, and keeping the place in eternal spring. The unicorn, voiced by Mia Farrow, overhears two hunters discussing that she is the last of her kind. This upsets her a bit, naturally, so when a very annoying butterfly, voiced by comedian Robert Klein, appears in the forest, she asks him if it's true. Butterflies are travelers, and they fly all across the world collecting songs and poems. When the butterfly stops goofing around for a hot minute, he tells her that her kind were chased far, far away by a flaming red bull, and he doesn't know where they are now. The last unicorn decides to leave her sacred home and travel in search of her kind. This is dangerous for her, as unicorns aren't immortal outside their groves. They can be hunted, captured, or killed just like any other creature. Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass went into business together in the year of 1960, and their company was named Videocraft. Their business? Making movies. Making movies in Japan, to be more accurate, as their animation studios were based in Tokyo. They became famous for their stop-motion productions, the most popular being the classic Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. They called this style of animation Anime-Magic. The Anime-Magic movies were run by a Japanese animator named Tadahiko Mochinaga. The Last Unicorn was animated by Topcraft, whose staff went on to form Studio Ghibli when it closed down. Rankin Bass Productions, well defunct as both of the founders have passed away, continued to have a lasting legacy. Many of its films, particularly the holiday ones, are still viewed regularly. On her journey, the unicorn encounters an evil witch voiced by Angela Lansbury. She runs a midnight carnival of fantastic beasts, most of which are fake, but the crowds believe they're real through the power of persuasion. There is a real harpy here though, and she seems awfully mean. Only people who are special can see the unicorn for what she really is. The witch can, and so can her hireling, a young wizard named Schmendrick. He frees the unicorn at his first opportunity since he isn't a bad guy at all. The unicorn sets the harpy free as well, and she takes care of the witch. Schmendrick and the unicorn decide to travel together. Peter S. Beagle is not a dog wearing human clothes as a disguise. He is in fact a regular human author.
Absolutely.
He was born in the Bronx in 1939, and he published his first novel, A Fine and Private Place, at age 19. He wrote the novel The Last Unicorn in 1968. Beagle co-wrote the screenplay for the Ralph Bakshi animated version of The Lord of the Rings in 1978, and he went on to write the screenplay for this movie based on his novel. We got the best of both worlds with The Last Unicorn, as Beagle had previous experience bringing grand fantasy to the big screen, and this was his own work, which he uniquely understood. He won a Hugo Award in 2006, a Nebula Award in 2007, a World Fantasy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2011, and the Damon Knight Memorial Grand Master Award in 2018. And I initially thought that said Demon Knight, and that would have been awesome.
You right.
Beagle is still with us, and he's still writing. He released a new book named I'm Afraid You've Got Dragons in 2024. You can visit his website, which is quite well done, at beagleverse.com. And you'll be greeted by a video from Peter himself.
Wow.
The companions encounter several hazards along the way to the fortress of the evil King Haggard, who owns the Red Bull. These include a group of brigands, and a busty talking tree who becomes enamored with Schmendrick. Molly Grew, the cook of the brigands, can see the unicorn for what she is, and it turns out that Molly's been waiting to see a unicorn for her entire life. Molly joins the travelers on their quest. The Red Bull attacks the last unicorn, and Schmendrick is forced to use his magic to change her form into the form of a human woman, whom they name Lady Amalthea. King Haggard and his son bring the trio into the castle, and Haggard's son Prince Lear falls in love with Our Lady Amalthea. Now Schmendrick, Molly, and the unicorn will need to find the Red Bull and figure out what happened to her kind before she forgets who she was completely. Wow, the hand-drawn animation in this movie is beautiful. Just gorgeous. However, I really didn't care for the songs, unfortunately.
Yikes!
The band America performed them. They're the people that did that Horse with No Name song. And unfortunately, they're just the kind of songs that describe exactly what's happening on the screen. Jeff Bridges, who plays Prince Lear, and Mia Farrow also sing their own songs, and they are not great. I can forgive all that, though, because the story is really, really good. The last unicorn is forced into a body that she's unfamiliar with. It's uncomfortable and alien to her. And sure, this could be an allegory for a woman's journey into adulthood, but it can also stand as an allegory for people who have gender dysphoria or body dysmorphic disorder. And in the end, the unicorn didn't need a hero to save her. She returned to her ideal form, her true form, and managed to defeat her demons with a little help from her friends. This is a great movie, and I can't believe I never heard of it until now. I rate The Last Unicorn a 9 out of 10. As always, a link to my Letterboxd appears in the video's description. Please leave me a like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does boost my engagement and helps my channel grow. Smell you later, nerds!
But I am Schmendrick the Magician, the last of the Red Hot Swamis.